So I got a call from a old friend that I haven't heard from for a long time, and a while back he had bought a sailboat, but it was kind of a homemade sailboat on a tin fishing boat, and it had all this rigging and everything to go with it, some sails and whatnot. And so he stripped it all back down because honestly, it was way too top heavy. The thing would fall over if it actually went to sail. But he called me up and said, am I interested in some hardware? And heck yeah, definitely interested. And went by his place and picked up some masts, some booms, this was a gaff rig. I get the feeling the fellow who did this was a metal worker, because I don't think he paid much attention to the amount of weight he was adding to things. Because I lifted up just the top yard for the mast. Where is it? Any rate, somewhere right there. But the amount of metal on that alone was crazy heavy. So he just obviously I didn't have a good platform for it. But for me, and a pail of hardware, all sorts of interesting stuff. Like, look at that. Amazing stuff, I have no idea, an oar holder or something. Not an oar holder, so I mean a fishing rod holder, perhaps. Even these, like I can make use of these and clean them up. I'm thrilled to get all this, That was something a little interesting. I don't know what. That was the mast foot, the step, like this stuff. Just this whole pail. It's deep with interesting hardware. So when a buddy calls you up and says, "Hey Roy," and it's because he knows I build boats and try to do stuff, like for Mini D, I will rework this to come in handy for the. And it's funny. I was thinking I need the rear lighting for Mini D, so I'll rework it, and then that will work nicely as the night light, marker light, the white marker light for Mini D, right? So there you go. Just in some mahogany bits and pieces. These solids, looks like spruce to me. Parts are crazy good. That would be white oak there. But like, holy cow! That's a tabernacle. That is set on in a mast step, so crazy. And I guess this is the mast step that goes down here, and it was an aluminum hull that he had. Not sure which way does this go? This way, the other way, something. Anyway it goes. There we go. Yeah. So, I'm not sure how all this would go together. And I think he was a dedicated worker, and this is where sometimes people make a build, and they build, and maybe they got their own idea of what works. And I can imagine all this rigging, when you look at all that hardware, that all came off the boat, all this rigging would have taken a day to set up. I can't see how it would have been easy to do. While Crow, I can get Crow set up to sail in 25 minutes. I can get it down to 20 minutes if I've had her out a few times and I get back into practice. But like, holy cow. Anyway, I'm thrilled to get the hardware. On Crow, there's a couple pieces here that interest me to help to stiffen up some. Where was it? One of these pieces had this thing up at my mast top. I don't have it particularly strong. I just have a loop tab, so something like that might come in really handy for that. Anyway, just crazy amount of stuff on here. The stainless steel screws and bolts alone. I'm back into this is the yard for the gaff. Like, look at this custom piece of hardware. Who builds these things? This is kind of like a hook latch thing that, who builds these things? This is wild. I'm in awe for his work. Shame it went to naught because the boat did not I don't think it sailed a day. It's just ancient, and it was sitting in a barn, you know, just somebody's dream that they tried to bring to reality and fell short, sadly. But the amount of work in here, it's crazy. So enough of that. Time to try and sort this out and put it somewhere where, you know, I'm not going to get too unorganized myself and lose track of all these parts. Holy cow. And here I'm trying to launch Mini D, and this comes across my path. Well, that's going to slow me down a little bit, right? So I got to be fairly quick. But I want to go all the way through this pail and look at this hardware. So thank you very much, Drew. I so appreciate you thinking of me for the hardware. I'm overwhelmed. It's crazy good amount of stuff. Even these handmade wooden cleats here. You know, I will make use of stuff like that. The U stuff. There's a couple. What do you call those? Like ski binding snap things and pulleys left, right, and center. A Traveler, which is solid stainless steel. Holy cow, that thing be heavy. At any rate, yeah. Okay, I've showed you kind of into it. So let me get into this. Wow, look at this. I have to say, I did a little clip of some hardware I got recently from a friend who I'm very thankful thought of me and passed this stuff on because he knows I do boat building and whatnot. And now look at this cool set of sails. That would be a mizzen, a main with a gaff, and then the jib. And they are crazy beautiful. And I don't know if you see it here, but the red dragonflies seem to like the tan bark sails. So clearly, is that a sign or what? Dee would like me to take a break from designing boats, but isn't this remarkable? Oh boy, here's another one. Look at this. The dragonflies that's the third one I've seen on the sails. So just amazing. And they seem to, oh, he's gone. But anyway, yeah. What else to say? Yeah, beautiful shape. They're brand new sails. This boat may have been, I think whoever owned it, he was a genius in metalwork. And so I'm very thankful that, and credit to him, like the metalwork he did was amazing, but genius in one area alone sadly meant that he put so much stainless steel on an old tin, well, not, must have been a new tin boat at the time, thinking that he'd turn it into a sailboat. Clearly a man with passion for sailing, but sadly did not know he's putting all that weight into a boat that can't handle the weight. The amount of weight aloft was crazy, and the meticulous work he did was probably, oh, I imagine like certainly 5 years worth of effort, you know. Thank you. If you ever do see and recognize your sails and recognize that I'm utilizing things, I appreciate your effort. It's just too bad. I'm sure he had a dream to get out and do stuff. Hopefully he managed to change gears and learn and get out and follow his passion. I'm hopeful of that. And thank you for giving me a lift up. I so appreciate it. But this eventually has to come to some good use.